Let me, on a personal note, I wasn't one who convinced you to come to Masters Union teach. How did you get convinced on it? Because looking at your time constraint and looking at all your, your projects, your foreign investors, your industry associates, I mean, you are a very busy man. How did you get time out? And who convinced you and how? How did you get convinced?
No, so I first actually met Pratham in Taiwan in 2019. And then Pratham reached out to me later after that. So I had always, so I've always been a believer of passing on knowledge, of passing on whatever experiences that you have. So even prior to me starting this last year, I'd always been mentoring some companies, startups or the other, and giving them all the knowledge that we have in terms of, what is it that we're doing right? And what is it, more importantly, what is it that we're doing wrong or what we've done wrong and how have we learned from that? So I'd always been doing that. The whole idea being that, you groom up people because, at the end of the day, you don't want to be in that lobster story. You don't want to be, the pulling down other people so you can grow on top because you have to, as the industry expands, as markets grow, we will also all grow with it. There's no point of you being in a large fish or a shark in a pond rather than the ocean. I would rather be in an ocean than a pond in that manner. So always talking about training up people, that was a great thing that we've always been doing. So when Pratham reached out to me, I interviewed a number of the incoming students at that point of time, and I found the caliber of students coming in was huge. In fact, that kind of in a way scared me as well. I said, if that's the caliber of students coming in, what am I really going to give them? What is it that I'm going to teach them, or what am I going to how I'm going to enhance what they already know? Because a lot of them came from automotive background, worked in large automotive companies. A lot of them came from the financial sector and engineering and this thing, much better educated than what I was in a number of cases. But then I started thinking, I said, what I can offer them, it's not about teaching, but it's about telling them about what my failures have been and how I have come out of those failures. What did I really do to make sure that, and even within our company, so I've always told people, I said, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Just make sure you don't make it often enough. Because if you don't make a mistake, you don't know what's going to happen. We have to take risks. We have to run it like an entrepreneur. And here what I found was that whole blend of academia versus the professionals coming in. I think that was extremely important here. I felt it was very important for the students to understand from industry professionals, not just about the theoretical parts of it, but practically what we face on a day-to-day basis. So there are numerous challenges which we have on a day-to-day basis, and that's exactly the way that I've taken my classes here and spoken to the students about that these are the challenges, and it's completely up to date because whatever I'm talking to them is literally what has happened a few hours prior to that class. So it's not coming from any textbook. It wouldn't have worked. My industry is such a dynamic one. There's so many changes happening, policy changes happening, the competition coming in, globally policies changing, domestically not a lot of stuff happening. I decided to come here because I thought, I could add value to them, not so much in the industry, not so much about the product, but a lot of times about resilience.